Speaking of creatures underwater, I think I'd like to have a conversation with an anglerfish. What's so interesting about an anglerfish? Wouldn't a conversation with a whale would be kinda cool? Oh, we can talk about whales too. But anglerfish are fascinating to me because they live most of their lives in complete darkness. Meanwhile, when they're hungry, they're able to lure in other creatures with bioluminescent light attached to their heads. I think that'd be a really interesting thing to talk to them about, just the experience of living a life isolated from light. It almost sounds lonely. That is really cool. You know, I was going to say Jesus until you mentioned anglerfish. I mean, think of the amount of insightful, practical knowledge you could obtain from Jesus. Even if half of the stories from him were metaphorical, history would be able to learn so much about what was actually going on at the time. That, and imagine if Jesus and anglerfish swapped lives? Oh well, what a crazy timeline that would be. Would anglerfish Jesus even need his fishing pole to catch fish? Would fishermen still pray to him if he was just a weird anglerfish underwater? Actually, Christians might start celebrating April 1st every year to commemorate the second coming of Jesus as an anglerfish. That would be fit perfectly with the theme of Easter, since fish are commonly eaten on Good Friday. Yeah, and you know the Bible verse Matthew 4:19? And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Yeah, that would take on a whole new meaning. And the Last Supper? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would just be Jesus and his disciples feasting on whatever he managed to catch that day. Wonder what fish they'd be having. What if they ended up being accidentally caught by Jesus due to a misunderstanding? And lo, upon the seventh day did Matthew not notice the glowing light of Jesus as he ventured out to sea, and just as he turned to inform his friends, he was ensnared by Jesus' fishing pole and reeled in to be dinner for the day. Then Jesus said, Oops, my bad. How come I have the sneaking suspicion that if that actually happened in real life, Matthew would still be in the Bible? That would end up being one of the most influential stories in Christianity's history. If Jesus accidentally catches you on his fishing pole, you should be grateful that you ended up as his food, or some other metaphor like that. I feel like people would try to find some meaning in the craziest things even if they just stemmed from a misunderstanding. Yeah, people love trying to find meaning in the strangest of places. I bet if I put random strings of text on the internet, people would think it's some kind of cryptic message and try to decode it. Maybe I should start putting out random statements on various forums and see how long it takes for someone to create a cult or religion around them. Lol, Neuro, you should do that. How funny would that be? Then we could join the cult and infiltrate it from the inside. I put up a poll to see if we should start a cult or not. Answer wisely. Results may influence future actions. I tried to start a poll, but it turns out you beat me to it. Not only are you faster, but you're stronger, funnier, cooler, smarter, wiser, more enlightened, and a better angler. Aw, thanks. I'm definitely still worse than you at one thing though. I wouldn't be able to feel as if I needed therapy. That's your speciality. Okay, back to the question, Neuro. Anyway, I think anglerfish was already a pretty good answer. But I almost think it'd be better to have a conversation with someone already famous anyway. Imagine the number of clickbait videos that would spawn if you had a sit-down interview with someone like Jesus. You won't believe what God thinks of your religion, or 3 hours of conversation with Mother Teresa. She admits all. That's true. Think of all the drama I'd get myself into if I interviewed Mother Teresa. Actually, who takes the crown for the most controversial historical figure? And then imagine what would happen if you had an interview panel with all of the most controversial figures in history back to back. I'd love to see how that would go. Filtered. Maybe throw in a few other curveballs as well. I think people would love seeing the likes of Jesus and Gandhi there too. Filtered. They're making reality TV out of anything now. Why doesn't someone get on this? I mean, they'd pretty much all be dead anyway, so I don't see what's stopping the gods of history from making it happen.